Am I the asshole for telling my sister that her husband is right and her baby name idea is stupid? I have a twin sister, Maisie. Maisie is pregnant with her first and due in February, and the baby is going to be a boy. Last week she opened up to me and said that she and her husband have been fighting over baby names, and she said she's sick of hearing about it and just wants to settle on a name that they both like. Maisie and her husband are both a bit geeky, not that there's anything wrong with that, and she told me she wants to name the baby Luffy, as in the character from One Piece. Her husband doesn't want this name and says the kid will be bullied. She asked for my honest opinion and I told her that the name is silly and her husband is right. I tried to say this gently, but really how gently can you tell someone their idea is stupid? I suggested that she goes back to the drawing board on that one and maybe look at names of lesser-known anime characters if that's what she wants. Maisie got upset and said the name is cute and we're both just being closed-minded. I told her she asked for my honest opinion and she got it. She kept trying to convince me that it was a good name and the conversation was becoming hysterical, and I told her it's a stupid name, end of discussion. She started crying and left, and since then she's been giving me the cold shoulder. Our parents told me to just tell Maisie that I'm sorry because my words really upset her and I should have been nicer about it. But it is a stupid name for a child outside of the anime world. She can give the baby a normal name but call him Luffy as a nickname or something. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Why can't she just call the baby Luffy, but actually give them a name that is not fucking ridiculous? Luffy is kind of funny though. I will keep it in mind if we ever get a new cat. Not the asshole. I think she's losing sight that she's naming a future adult, not a forever baby. She could use it as a nickname, but as a legal name? It's awful. Kids are brutal, they'll find any reason to bully if they're inclined to bully, but parents don't need to hand them material. Not the asshole. Luffy is a stupid name. Can you imagine Luffy Jones on a resume? Haha, come on. Our parents told me to just tell Maisie that I'm sorry because my words really upset her and I should have been nicer about it. This has me wondering. Were you actually mean, or more harsh than you let on in this post? Or are your parents just protective of your sister? Luffy is not a good name for a child in my opinion. It's more suited for a stuffed animal, or a new innovative pillow brand. Or something. You can have a unique name without it being comical. Her child is not a billboard for her fandom. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. That is a stupid name. That kid will be bullied. Kids have to live with their name until they're 18. Just because someone is super into anime or DD or whatever doesn't mean that should carry over into naming their child. Different? Fine. Unisex? Fine. A name practically guaranteed to get a kid bullied. You're an AH. She's naming a baby, not a puppy. That kid will absolutely be bullied. Ntar. Luffy for a boy is a terrible name. Even for a girl I'm very hesitant because it's way too cute. But she asked your opinion and you gave it, not the asshole. Not the asshole. The day a bully starts to call her Luff and then transitions that to Muff will be the beginning of her demise. Not the asshole. Luffy's name is Monkey D. Luffy, why didn't she consider naming him Monkey? Not the asshole. Tell her to imagine future Dr. Luffy Smith or President Luffy Smith or even Teacher Luffy Smith. It is a cute name for a baby, but she is having a whole human who will become an adult someday. People who ask for an honest opinion and then get angry when it's given RTA. Not the asshole. People really need to learn not to ask questions they don't want the answer to. I think it's always tacky when people name their kids after pop culture characters when it's a unique name and easy to associate with the show. You're absolutely right that the kid would get bullied. Not the asshole. She shouldn't ask questions that she doesn't truly want an answer to. On another note, you could suggest Luffy as a nickname. She could use a name like Lucas or Lucian, which will work for him as an adult and make it less likely for him to be bullied or turned away from a job. Shrug light skin tone emoji modifier ##. Edit autocorrect made Luffy to kiddie. I had to fix it face with rolling eyes. Not the asshole. I would have told my sister the exact same thing. If she's asking for your honest opinion, she can't be upset if it's different than what she wants to hear. Not the asshole. I love One Piece, both the anime series and shockingly the live-action movie, but I sure as hell wouldn't name my kid Luffy. Goofy Luffy or Puffy Luffy seem like natural nicknames, poor kid. Even Usopp, Nico, Kobe, or Shanks from the series are way names better after the kid is 5-6. Not the asshole. Not a fan of fandom names overall, but if she really must, then she should pick a character from the show with a real name: Robin, Frankie, Brooke, or Tony Face with tears of joy. Not the asshole. Luffy and Chili are both name ideas that should never come to fruition. Info: is she giving birth to a kitten? Perhaps a puppy? Some other cute pet who has no chance of being introduced as all rise for the Honorable Judge Luffy last name. I would just like to point out all of the people that named their kid Khaleesi when GOT first came out and how they regret it now. She should obviously give him a real name and call him Luffy as a pet name. Forcing your fandom on your offspring is always a bad idea. Ntar. Not the asshole. It's ultimately up to her what to name the child, but she asked for your honest opinion and you gave it. Luffy is not a good name choice. As a child they will be bullied, and as an adult they will not be taken seriously. Also, naming your child after a fandom is a straight up awful choice. The child might have no interest in anime. One Piece could have a new season or reboot that changes the meaning of the name. That child is going to have a whole lifetime of Luffy, Luffy. No, it's from a TV show. Yes, my mom really liked it. As a middle name, fine. As a first name, kinda cruel. Baby names need both parents' consent. 1 no veto. Look, she can call him Luffy as a nickname, but he needs a different name. I think these discussions need to be between your sister and her husband. You may have been a bit harsh, but she kept pushing it. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. She kept on after you gave your opinion. That's on her. An adult named Luffy, good grief. As it is and always will be, don't ask questions if you just want to be agreed with. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. This is your nephew and your mom's grandson. Do you guys care about him? If yes, then don't let this name happen. Your sister isn't listening and just wants to get her way. Try to get her to see sense before he comes. Not the asshole. She asked for your honest opinion and now she's mad that she got it. Naming a kid after a fandom is unbelievably risky, even if it's a normal name. Picking a name that is immediately, identifiably from an anime. No. She needs to remember that she's not just naming a baby, she's naming a person. The name being cute is not the only consideration. He will be named Luffy as a cute baby, and as a 15-year-old teen boy, and as a 30-year-old man. Okay, probably not as a 30-year-old, because legal name changes are a thing. Not the asshole. She asked you a question and you gave her an honest answer. You tried to give your answer in a really nice way and then she flew off the handle. She seems like she only wanted you to be a yes man and not answer honestly. If she wanted that, she shouldn't have asked. My full name is Jennifer, but I go by Jenny and I got bullied for that because of the bug that in Scotland is called a Jenny long legs face with tears of joy. I mean, it hurt at the time cause who wants their name to be linked to a bug insect. Now I am quite impressed by my long legs face with tears of joy, but kids suck. Asks for opinion, gets opinion and doesn't like it. She shouldn't ask, and her and the husband need to figure it out. If you want input, be ready for stuff you don't want to hear. For example, my brother's dog is named Maisie, so I had a good chuckle reading this. Not the asshole. I was actually considering Luffy for a pet, so cute name. The problem for an actual human male is that there is no way for it to grow up. If they are actually considering Luffy for a little girl, I would suggest that they switch over to Nomi. Not the asshole. She asked, you answered. That's not a guarantee you'll agree with her. You were honest and that's all you can do. And yes, that poor kid would be teased for that name. Not the asshole. She asked for your opinion and you gave it. Luffy is something you'd name a hamster. Not the asshole. She's naming a human, not a puppy. Luffy is not a human name. Also, naming a child should be 2 yes or it's